Are you an Asian? Are you a chud? Are you ugly? Are you absurdly overweight or underweight? Well, you're not alone. Because I was an Asian chud that was on the fatter side. But you don't have to stay an Asian chud. And as your senior Asian chudling, I'll give you a couple of pieces of advice on how you could ascend as an Asian chud into a true chang. First of all, there's a couple issues that I think most chuds run into, especially Asian chuds, when they're trying to ascend. They're pretty common, I think, in general. First of all, most Asian chuds are either absurdly overweight or underweight. So first of all, just get in the gym, dude. Like, go in there. You can't complain about you not having a gym membership, because unless you're in your 25 or you're an adult at this point, you're over 20 or 19, there's free gym passes during the summer. So like, you can still work out and go to the gym for free. And your school has a gym, so like, just go there anyways, dude. You don't have any excuse to not be going to the gym. If you don't know, you don't have to know. I didn't know a single thing about the gym when I first went. But grade 9 gym class should have taught you more than enough about the basic lifts. You should at least know how to do bicep curls, bench press, squats. Just do the standard stuff. Get in there, start lifting, and 2 or 3 years down the line, maybe you'll get a bicep like this. But moving forward, the second big problem that I think a lot of Asian chuds run into is social anxiety. COVID probably cooked a lot of us, and I myself, I used to have pretty bad social anxiety, and it still is kind of prevalent now, but I think it has gotten a lot better, you know? I'm not really too scared of recording out in the open anymore, and I think it has gone a lot better. I think mostly because I talk to just random people on the street. When I'm waiting at a traffic light, I might just hit up a conversation with someone like, "Yo, how you been? What's your name?" You know, that sort of thing. Doing that on the norm really helps you get comfortable with being uncomfortable around random dudes, right? It's practice makes perfect. It's pretty generic stuff. Just talk to people. That's the main thing. But I think this last bit of advice, I think, is the most important one that I think you should genuinely take to heart. My mindset when I was still deep in my roots of Asian chudhood was constantly, this life is my own. I can do my own thing. I don't care about my family. I don't care about anyone else. I just want to game and goo. That's absurdly stupid. When you live a life completely based on individuality, that's just cooked. Because this life is not yours alone. You're raised by your parents, you're raised by your family, you are given this life by God. This life is not your own. You don't own this life. You are given it, and you're purely using it on a loan. God loaned this life to each and every one of us, so we don't really own it. In the sense of, I can do my own thing, and I don't have to care about the people around me, is one of the things that I hate about this modern society. Individualism is complete bullcrap. I will stand by this to the day I die. But when you get to the far ends of individualism, that's where you get rapists and that's where you get murderers. A society with rampant individualism is a society with more murders and more rapes. Because those people can justify their own actions by saying, this life is my own and I can do whatever I think feels good. But when you take it to the far ends of you thinking that you owe your life to someone else, yes, you may live like a servant, but at least that society is built on trust, that society is built on love for one another, and you come to a realization that you should be grateful. You build off true, genuine emotions of gratitude for one another, and I don't think any of us would say that's a bad society to live in. So internalize that mindset. Internalize the fact that this life is not just your own. You owe this life to a lot of other people. So live like that. Live it as if you know it, all right? This life is not your own. It's easy to say that, I die for my family, but would you live for them? Would you eat healthy for them? Would you become smarter for them? Would you change yourself for them? Would you ascend for them? That might be a harder question to answer, but I hope that your answer to that question is a solid yes by the end of your journey. But that's all the advice that I could really offer that I think would really be of use to you. I hope you found something helpful or insightful from this. But if the only thing that you take away from this video is the last point, or if you want to take one thing away from this video, take away the last point, please. You can find gym and social advice anywhere else, but not a lot of people will say this. I beg you to really internalize this. But that's about it for me. I hope y'all are having a good day. Hope y'all continue to have a good day. But that's about it for me. But yeah, see ya.